All right. What's up, everybody? I think I'm doing this right. I'm definitely not doing this right. There's no way. I spent all afternoon trying to figure this out. I'm like, it can't be that hard. It can't be that hard to live stream. I mean, we only do it every week, but my friend Kelly, he really runs the whole show, and there's like a lot of cool stuff you can do. So it's like really hard not to just get really excited about some weird, cool thing that you can do and then get lost and then go down that rabbit hole all day. And then all of a sudden, you know how to do like this really fancy thing, but you don't know how to do the audio, you know. So anyway, thanks for hanging out, everybody. It's very impromptu. I'm just learning the live thing, but I want to do it more. I think it's really cool. A lot of us, or a lot of folks, a lot of the people around in my comedy group, we've been doing some live streaming radio shows. But the video is a whole nother component, and I've never really done one of these by myself either. That's like kind of weird. I just started doing podcasts by myself, and it's hard not to think like this is how you know that you've lost it, that it's just over, man. You know, you're ranting and recording it and putting it on the internet. It just doesn't seem like a recipe for winning. But whatever, you know, it's fun. And we're doing a lot of really fun comedy. I'm trying to support that. I'm trying to lead off too with some valuable material. I want to talk a little bit about heart work in the beginning of this. But before I do, I just finished recording the Tao to CHING. So I'll be putting that out, another book. Audio. It's pretty short, but it's so good. I mean, I don't know. I don't think I ever really picked it up before a couple of weeks ago. Somehow, you know, I knew about it, but I never really gave it the time. But I mean, it's like, it's great. It's poetic, and it's also, I don't know, it's also really accurate. It's like transurfing in 2 hours. It's like, here's all these paradoxes. Let shit go. Just let shit go. Just let it go. So that's really good. That'll be coming out sometime this week. I got to edit it, but it's all recorded. And then Patreon. Please check me out on Patreon if you get a chance. I do a lot more stuff over there, and there's some really cool materials and stuff. That's really what I'm trying to push more is the Patreon thing, instead of doing like a product or something. A lot of people do products. I ain't here to talk shit, but maybe in a little while it will be. Because this is all about channeling. I'm going to be on Lindsay Zimmerman's podcast. I believe that came out today. I need to find a link and post it, and I will do. And she's great. It's called the Better Than Podcast. She's had some really cool people on the show, too, and she's great. So be sure to check that out. I don't know. I hope you guys are doing well out there. I hope you've got some sort of security. What's up, dude? Oh, man. Clint Westwood. Oh, boy. Watch out, comment section. I hope you guys have some semblance of a security. I know it's tough right now for everybody, but we got to be really comfortable with the uncertain. I think it's time for that. And the Tao's awesome for that. It talks a lot about yielding. It talks a lot about like fighting against evil just, you know, propels evil, as you know, or whatever it is. It doesn't matter. It doesn't have to be evil either. But, you know, yeah, it's good stuff. And it talks a lot about the heart as well. And I want to talk about that, heart work. People talk a lot about routines. Like, what is your routine? You got a routine. You got to have that routine. And I don't have one. But the one thing that I do really like to try to do is just check myself, you know, in the morning. And just make sure that I'm aware of where I consider to be, you know, my center of attention. And being like that all we are is attention, it's important to like focus that, I think, on somewhere. Like, it's like if you have a center point of attention, then you can break off of that and you can split your attention. That's the sort of Jedi mind trick or whatever. So basically being able to cut yourself and your attention into different places, and you can practice it. It's really fun to practice for your nature, or like, even on the couch, because you can try to take maybe the perspective of the lamp that's near you. Pay attention to that. Pay attention to what's over there on the other side of the room, the hum of the fridge over the corner. Just mess with your perception. Like infinitely, the all is just consciousness, right? So every perspective is just one perspective, but there are so many to entertain. So I wanted to talk a little bit about that. I want to talk about channeling too. I've just been having a field day with this. It's been keeping me in such good spirits just watching people channel on YouTube. I still can't even watch one of these videos without just cracking up. And I believe it. So that's the weird thing about it. It's like, how do you resolve that? Like, this is so uncomfortable to me. Like, I feel exposed and gross, but also I'm intrigued. And I'm curious, and I've got to watch it because like it reminds me a lot of church and stuff too. But it's just so funny. Yeah, so we're gonna explore some of those. I'm not gonna do an hour or anything, right? Like I'm like Pete Davidson. I can't do an hour, but I'm gonna have a beer and hang out with you guys, whoever's around. Mr. Clint Westwood, cheers to you, Disintegral, if you're still there. And OBS does take a while. OBS is, I know I'm not doing this right, but it's, I'm doing my just jerry-rigged version of it. And having fun. Because, what are we supposed to do? We're stuck in our homes. I don't know what else to do. I was thinking at the beginning of this, like how long before I crack and just go crazy and post something on the internet that, that just completely humiliates myself. I'm sure a lot of people have done it, which is, hey, Scotty, what's up, dude? Good to see you, man. Oh, dude, that's awesome. Yeah, thank you guys for hanging out. I really appreciate it. Just wait. It's going to get better. I promise. Hopefully you guys don't think I'm a troll after this. I am a little, but also I want to try out some comedy stuff. Like I was trying to promote the Flying Squid stuff. We do 2 live streams a week. Kelly runs those. He does a much better job than I do, as far as knowing the software. But it's just a radio show, so it's a little bit, it's a little bit more laid back as far as that goes. So I don't have to do makeup and shit, But like, we do that Monday and Tuesday night. So tomorrow night we're doing at 9:00 on the Flying Squid YouTube channel, which is in the description. We do a show called Love Pandemic, which is a dating show about, dating after the apocalypse. So, we usually have really cool guests on. We have an awesome guest tomorrow night. It's an improviser from LA. Audrey's her name. She's great. I don't remember her last name, unfortunately, but she's great. She's very funny. And then on Tuesday, we do the National Conspirator, which is a very fun, outrageous conspiracy show where we just stack the conspiracy as high as we possibly can and ourselves into oblivion. So we just go absolutely ape banana ham, just go fucking nuts on whatever conspiracy it happens to be. And we'll take requests. We've done 5G. We've done some good ones. We've done vaccines with Bill Gates. That one was really fun, because we were talking about him like hiding behind a bush and like just jumping out, stabbing people with needles and shit. It was great. We had Karen Rontowski on that show, who's so funny and awesome, paranormal Karen. And she did an episode about portals with us, and that was fun. So it's just going nuts, and then sometimes we'll do a Flying Squid live. But I appreciate you guys hanging out with me. It's Sunday night, Memorial Day weekend. Probably a lot of people are out. Some friends of mine were going to go to the lake, but um, I guess they just didn't go. So I talked to my friend yesterday, and I was like, well, I might as well be, somewhat productive. I'll just do an audiobook. So I did the Tao. As it's been on my mind, I recently ran across it. I just hadn't really given it much attention. And man, it's so good and so short and simple and profound. I find there's a lot of that. I like the simplicity. I really appreciate the stuff that's just like really easy to understand and get your head around. That's my shit. I feel like the blue collar. Like I came from West Georgia. Most of my friends were like sniffing meth in high school. Like we're not a complicated people. Like it's just not that way. Oh man, you guys are so kind, and I know it. I don't know. I've been so touched recently, connecting with people, which is the point, And then I watch a lot of these other YouTube channels. Again, I'm not a hater. I've been ranting on woo-ness. And I think it's all really true. There's magic in the world. There's shit going on that we can't really grasp. And then there's also the third dimensional stuff. But I think they're both important. I don't think the third dimension's like not valid, Hey, Courtney. I think that the third dimension also, is worth paying attention to. We need to pay attention to both the laws, but for sure we're definitely leaning into the masculine, the action, the yang as the Tao would have it, right? Here it is. The good old Tao. Oh yeah, that's the one. Yeah. I have some, since we're getting woo, I have some tarot cards too, which I don't know anything about tarot cards. I'm just going to assume the worst. Wendy Olsen was talking about doing a tarot deck that was just absolutely just catastrophic. Like every card was just bad. Like just really, really bad. But I'm going to shuffle these. I've never even taken them out of the deck before, so I'm shuffling these up. This is the classic deck. I don't know too much. I know a few of these cards, but I don't know nearly all. There's a lot of these things, man. I mean, look at this guy. These don't even say what they are, so we're gonna have. Well, some of them don't. Like, look, that guy. What's up with this dude? What's up? What's the deal with that? I don't know what that is. Anyway, I can't imagine doing readings for people all day, every day. That would be exhausting. I had a reading last week, and it was awesome by my friend Steph. And I don't know, man. It was great. And I hadn't had one in a while. I don't do them a lot, but every once in a while, you can't even see the card I held up. Whatever. It doesn't matter. Every once in a while, I like to have a reading done. I did one in 2019 in January. My friend laid out 12 cards for the whole year, one card each month, in a sort of a count, and in sort of a clockwise. I know you didn't see the card. I'm sorry. Let me see if I can find it actually. Here it is. Here we go. There we go. Sorry. That is rude. Like, no, you don't get to see it? That would be... God, that's so diva. God. Come on, Gloria Stefan. I don't know. It seems like every job I've ever had just sucked. Every single one. Every one. Have you guys ever had a job that you really, really loved? I've never really had one where I was, projects I've had, but it's really about the people that you do it with. I've been thinking a lot about this, and the sort of split, the split that of at least of what matters, and what people value. Like, again, back onto the Tao, it's like the simple, the less complicated. I think the three things are simplicity. Whatever. I'll never remember on the spot. It's too live. So, 9 of Pentacles. Very cool. I don't know what that means. Yeah, that's why they're called jobs. No shit. But I've had shitty jobs with cool people, and it was fun. I didn't care what the actual activity was. You know what I mean? The activity was irrelevant. And I feel a lot of times in society, I think, and I'm sure a lot of us do, like really isolated from, like-minded people who are fun to be around. Like, there were carpenters on movie sets that I worked on who would literally like chant, "I love my job" at times. And my friend Nick, who's an engineer, doing stunts on, the Fast and the Furious or whatever other cool, show he's been on. Like, they love doing that stuff. It sucks that the industry is what it is, so exploitative as it is. But it's the coolest thing you can kind of do, is like this sort of project. It feels organic. It feels like, a bunch of people are contributing to one major goal, and it feels really good to get to the end of that goal. And people are like really, really motivated to be a part of it. So that's always fun. I don't know. I don't really know where I was going there. That was just a random foray. And I've got a lot of weird ideas on the board. We might get into those, but let's get into the channeling stuff. I really want to talk about this because why not? All the channeling is so hot right now. It's like, I don't even read health books anymore. I just channel my grocery list. And then I hop on over to the health food store and whip out that American Express Black Card, and I manifest me some groceries, bitch. That's what I do. So let's talk about some channeling. This girl I've recently discovered, and she's really big. Her name is Elizabeth April. She's really big. She's got, 50, 60,000 subscribers or something. I think she has a show on Gaia TV. And she's going to talk about unlocking the alien hybrid DNA within you. And, I don't know. I don't care what planet you're from. It doesn't matter to me. I still love you. I know we're all still part of the same source. It's just funny that people want to find something to identify with. Kind of like what I was talking about with the jobs thing. It's like, if you can be amongst a group that feels good, then who cares, right? Like, this doesn't matter. This is not an exercise in anything other than just having some fun. Oh my God. And there may be a few zingers. I don't know. I'm sure you guys will probably have better jokes than I do, but I think we should start here.
18th, Gaia interview released. If you have a Gaia subscription, check it out. It's on the channel Interviews with Ed, Interviews with Extra Dimensionals. I have 3 hours of content, and guys, this is never before released content. I'm channeling a future 12th dimensional mantis self of mine named Khan.
Okay. A mantis self. Okay, a 12th dimensional mantis. How do you know that? Oh my God. And she's super cute, and she's bubbly, and she's got a good charisma and a really nice green screen. But oh my God. I saw one video where she's talking about how how Donald Trump is a light worker. Oh man, I mean that is deep. All right, I'm gonna keep going.
And I am channeling a past life tall gray ambassador self of mine named Hira. It's literally mind-blowing, so please check it out. If you don't have a Gaia subscription, this is the perfect time to get it.
Oh man, this is the perfect time for me to remind you guys who are already on Patreon, listening to this stream, that I'm on Patreon. Oh my God, we got to get through. We got to get through this. I'm never gonna make it through that. I'm never gonna be able to make it through it. But I think we should work our way down to the comment section. I'm gonna check back on you guys because I can't really do two things at once. I'm still learning, what I'm doing here. So in order to, I got to catch up. Oh my God. So can I channel? Okay, so let me talk about this actually. That's a great question right there. That's a great question. So I want to be clear that I'm laughing about this. I'm laughing about this, but I'm open to it, right? So I'm not like this is not pure hate. And the channeling thing, to me, it's like everything else. Everything in degree, right? Even the most mindless person is channeling. They're just mindlessly, just going through their day. It's like when Napoleon Hill talks a lot about drifting, mentally drifting. That's what we're talking about. That's what, so it doesn't matter. I mean, the specifics don't matter. It's all this show. It's all this big show. It's like going to church. We're going to make this person stand up out of their wheelchair. We're going to, do all this. Who cares? How does that help the world, right? That's what really matters. We've got to keep our feet planted in the ground. And, it's fun to be able to go and I guess troll. I mean, let's just call it what it is. I'm trolling this shit. Okay. It's true. I am. I can't help it. I can't, I cannot. I can't look at it without, it's like the most confronting, but like, I don't know how to explain it. It's like getting dressed. It's like changing clothes in the gym the first time, or it's just so uncomfortable that I can't react any other way but laugh. But I just want to say that like the flow theory, right, would be a more sort of grounded way to talk about channeling, what I think channeling is. The flow theory by Mihai Csikszentmihalyi, or just being in a state of Tao, like the Tao talks about, right? So the Tao talks a lot about non-doing and how how non-action and non-doing, right? That sounds ridiculous, but at the same time, that's the point, right? So I'm trying to stay with the comments too. Yeah. Once you get into this stuff, it begins to make sense. I totally agree. I totally understand. But just imagine somebody walking into this stuff for the first time and how ridiculous it is, a la myself, right? I'm a pretty, I guess, I don't know if pragmatic's the right word, but I try to stay grounded. There's nothing wrong with this reality, although we are, too leaned into it. We need to be more in touch with our hearts, 100%. But at the same time, this stuff's so far out there. What's the utility, right? It's like, I have this mask, okay? I have this mask, and it's a great mask. And I think it serves multiple purposes, Utility, guys. Utility. Is this useful? I think it's useful. I think it serves more than one purpose, and I think that's the point. So I'm by myself. I'm not driving in my car by myself. What is up with that? I think I might know. I think I might know what's up with that. But yeah, everything in degree. Everything is channeling. What's not channeling? What are you in tune with? Where are you? And I think we're sovereign beings, right? Like I've got this cool book on the way. that Mr. Westwood actually, what do you call, recommended me. Can't even think. The Hidden Universe, right? This is an investigation into non-human intelligence. So to your point, yes, when you get into this stuff, it starts to make sense. And it's like, what the fuck? I'm one of those people. Oh my God, how did I do that? But at the same time, you got to have a sense of humor about all of this, and not take anything too seriously. That was the other book that I'm reading too. I'm reading I ordered that one. But I'm reading this one too, The Miracle Club by Mitch Horowitz. I have it on Audible, and it's really good as well. It's about the self-help movement. It's about all of this stuff that we're talking about. So this is all really relevant. So really what's coming in on me really hard is stuff that is far out and stuff that is far, very, very grounded at the same time. I think that's our mission. Everything's a freaking paradox. We're always, it's the same process as an artist. I love it. Yeah, exactly. It is a good thing. Yes. And so that's what we're here to do. And I want to, I want to be laughing. I want to be doing comedy. And I am, like I said, we're doing a couple shows a week that are just live stream radio shows. But, it's fun. Like, what is the point of life? I got so caught up in shit and crushed my state that I couldn't even enjoy life anymore. We'll get to conspiracy theories next. Conspiracy theorists. My last podcast was like the only thing worse than a skeptic is a channeler. And the next one's going to be the only thing worse than a channeler is a conspiracy theorist. But I'm one of those too, like you can't help it. This stuff overlaps at a certain point. But let's get back to this shit because it's fucking funny. And oh my God. Okay. No, it's the comments. This is the best. Okay, I wish I could. All right, I'm going to try and hide their names. I don't even need to take the quiz. I was crying the whole time you were talking about Pleiadians. A good friend of mine is angelic hybrid. We're very similar, yet there are differences. We get along so well. We have worked together 25 years. She's also my Reiki teacher. Thank you for this great video. That's... You don't say you guys have, you're a little different. It's because of... it's because of your alien DNA. Of course, that's what it is. Joe Biden's like, I mean, if you don't vote for me, you're not Pleiadian. I mean, come on, man. Let's talk about it, right? What do you might be a reptilian if, Oh my God. Oh, this is so funny. Like, I mean, oh God. The starseed stuff, I've learned about the starseed stuff. That's stuff's from Timothy Leary. It doesn't really have anything to do, I don't think, with actual people coming back, but it's just this sign that they figured out, or this stuff that they found on a meteor that had some stardust on it. Okay. Wow. I was just showing my boyfriend a video of you, and I asked him, she is absolutely galactic. Do you see that? Look in her eyes. He said, I don't know what you mean. She looks normal to me. So I'm glad that you told the story of the girl who could see you. It's nice to hear I'm not the only one who can see your glowing galactic roots. Yes, space dust. Ah, it's so funny. Oh my God, that's so good. That is so funny. And again, like I just want to reiterate for 1,000 times that I don't doubt the validity of this, but at the same time, it's just bizarre. And then you got this girl, and she's got this Canadian accent, like she's got that exotic Canadian accent. And, she's all, I just rolled up my yoga mat and rolled in on my Rolls Royce and check out my Gaia TV. Oh man, can you imagine like dating her and she's, don't abandon me. Don't abandon me. The reptilian race will have you on a platter. Okay, let's go. All right, let me get back to you guys. I want to see what you guys are saying. Oh, God. Okay. No, these are great. These are great comments. Yeah, she's very sweet, actually. It's so funny. It's so funny, dude. Again, I just can't believe this stuff even exists, you know? Like, I'm like, what the fuck, dude? Unbelievable. But like, the first thing when my friend sent me Bashar, because, oh my God. And yeah, and it's whatever you want it to be. You know what I mean? Like, it's whatever you want it to be. It doesn't, if you don't want it to be utilitarian, who cares? I don't care. I don't own your life. I don't give a shit. You do whatever you want. And that's the beauty of freedom and living in this life that we're trying to do. Oh no, did you say something embarrassing? I wish I could retract this entire video. Oh my God. It's so fun. I just think it's fun. The people on YouTube channel. Okay. A friend of mine sent me this and I couldn't believe it. This seems like it came out in like 1978, but it is just hilarious. And I could do this guy. I think I could pull this one off. Let's check it out. Is that like a pedophile sign? It's like the weird pin thing or whatever. I don't know. This guy's Daryl Anka, I think. Paul Anka's cousin or some shit.
I will say good day to you this day of your time. How are you all?
Oh, and the garland.
All right, thank you. This transmission has been titled 2020, The Eye of the Storm. We would at this time like to get a little bit serious with you.
Okay, that's where I lose it. Okay. That's where they have to edit this if I'm in the audience, because there's no way. There's just no way. And I think maybe what it is I'm a little bit tainted from church, you know, but a lot of that stuff was true, you know. A lot of it was true. But I just can't really even just take it. I just can't even take it. Oh my God. Well, so it is really new. It is really new for me. I never really got into this shit, right? Because I was learning about transurfing and I was reading the Kabbalion and a lot of other mystical shit. But I started out really logical. And or as logical as I can be, because that's not really my personality. I'm very much more a creative type of person. But yeah, it's very new. It's very new to me, and I think it's very funny. and it's shit. Now I kind of lost my train of thought, but but I think I think it has a lot to do with the church. And me being in the church. And then when my friend Wendy was here, we laughed and laughed and laughed about stuff like this. And because she used to do all this new age stuff, and she would go along to these I guess conventions, these like new age conventions, and she would sketch. She can sketch your spirit guides. She can look at you and she can do it. And she could do it. I know she could do it. She's incredibly talented. But anyway, so that's what she was doing. But she said it was just so disingenuous and so toxically positive that she just couldn't do it anymore. And so eventually she's just starting to do her own art. Actually, got a couple of these guys on the table. Let me see if I can. You got to make sure that you can actually see them this time. Where are we at here? These little guys. That's some of her work. Wendy Olsen art on Instagram. These little minions. Look at them. They're so cute. I've got some really cool work of hers. She's an incredible artist. She's good at sculpting, and she does illustration and stuff too. did a podcast with her. We went across the country together. Actually, she had a show at CawPro Gallery in LA. It was freaking amazing. Yeah, so Disintegrator, I have looked into the Law of One material. I really liked that. That stuff made sense. That stuff made sense to me. At the same time, I still can't put my full stock in it. You know, I'm never going to go, you know, all the way. I'm never going to go, you know, all the way into one thing. I don't think. I just don't think that's going to happen for me. I think, you know, a part of this is just assembling information, taking what works for you. You know, the Transcendentalist, I feel like, had it right off the bat pretty damn good. I don't know if it needed to be improved upon. I was actually watching a self-help documentary about how masturbatory all of this stuff is anyway, right? Like, you don't actually change that much. A lot of people don't. You just do a bunch of work and you read a bunch of books and you feel like you know more. But what do you really know more? You don't get any skills out of the self-help books. I mean, it's good to brainwash yourself. But again, I'm playing devil's advocate here. And if I had my other mixer, I'd do the devil thing where I know Brian Scott very, very well. He's a great guy. I love that guy. Love that guy. He's a sweetheart. Bless his heart, man. He's doing so much good work. So yeah, I'm a big fan of Brian's. Yeah. And I think I was on his I was on his podcast one time before all the whole the transurfing stuff went down or whatever. But yeah, I just think the how do I say it? It's the pageantry of it. It's the presentation of it that makes me, I think of church. And so that's why I think it's important. What about the utility? You know, we can sit here and channel shit for all these days. What if the beings that we're channeling are little shitheads who want to fuck with us? Because, you know, I'm reading another book, which I don't happen to have on the table, but by Robert Anton Wilson, Cosmic Trigger. It's fantastic. I'm a huge Robert Anton Wilson fan. And he has been, you know, or he had been, at least so far in the book, under the impression that he's communicating with deities from Sirius. And again, I'm just learning about all this stuff. So I don't know. Sirius might be the devil planet. I don't fucking know. You know, this is all new to me. I'm interested in it, and I'm willing to work down, but at the same time, it ain't putting food in anybody's mouth. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not, you know, it's how useful is it? You know, if we're just spinning our wheels, I think we're wasting our time. That's all I mean. Oh my God. Would you really? Oh, wow. We found your fetish, Disintegral. Oh, I can tell you where to order some of these guys. I love it. It's all about being free. It's all about freedom. Oh my goodness. Let's go back to Bashar. This is classic.
The star system so much, but have what would amount perhaps to be a heart-to-heart for what's coming up is very important. In terms of your timing. We have said that your year of 2020 is a pivotal point.
Look at the garland. History. I can do that. I can set up that set.
Shifting through a very particular moment, crossing a very particular threshold. And so, at this timing, it is important for certain states of being to be paramount within you, to help you through this time, to help you cross that threshold in a positive and constructive manner.
Okay.
So on the way.
Thanks so much, bro. For the word salad. All right, so I want to hear the question.
No. It's not on the way. Every moment is part of your excitement if you allow it to be and act as if it is and do it in the way.
What a fucking asshole. No. No. Every moment. It's like, dude, let the guy ask you a question. You got to interrupt him. I mean, this ghost is a fucking he's just an intimidator. Is he channeling Trump? What the fuck is going on? I don't know what's going on. Is he? He just cuts him right off.
The way that is most exciting. You're making a difference between those moments and other moments by saying, I'm on the way to my excitement. No, every moment. Why miss a moment? Why
I agree.
Miss that precious, beautiful, exciting moment, as I described, of slipping your toes into those cozy slippers. Oh, that's ecstasy in that moment. Why miss out on that? Because you're in such a hurry to get somewhere more exciting. Don't rush ahead. What's your hurry?
But he didn't even get his question out. He said 3 words. I don't disagree with what he's saying, but he's just completely, railroading this guy and talking about how he's not being present. And you can say that to anybody. You can just be, well, you're not being present. I can't tell you how many girlfriends who have been like, well, you're just not present, and it's like, bitch, whatever. You don't even do yoga. I mean, like that matters. You don't have to do yoga to be present, and I don't do yoga anymore, but whatever. Or I hadn't been. Here we go. This is why I need to start channeling so that.
Eternal being. What's your hurry? Enjoy every moment.
I don't disagree with that.
All right. Does that help?
That helps.
All right.
But he's going to bully him into saying that it helps.
Then I would suggest that for the moment, you find the most enjoyable way to get back to your seat.
Oh, thank you.
Oh,
Thank
wow. Just really twist the knife. Why don't you? I mean, I guess if you're a channeler, you can just be an asshole, Oh my God. Yeah. So about the thing about them like potentially fucking with us, right? Like that's Robert Anton Wilson. The first chapter is like these beings put pancakes on somebody's door or some shit. So who knows? I know that shirt. Oh my God, that shirt is epic. Oh my God. Oh man, that's so good. Yeah. Mr. Will. Oh my dude. Yeah, providing the sweet bumper music too, man. I really, really appreciate you letting me rep that. That's fantastic. I love how pushy. I mean, oh my God. I love how pushy and how much of an asshole Bashar is. It's so funny to me. Like, here's this and I get it, right? Like Tufty's that way. You read Tufty and Tufty's she's a meanie. She's just mean. But, I can understand the frustration, right? Like if you are from space, you've got to be a little on edge. I guess you can make that argument. It's just so funny to me that what you can get away with too. And this guy is selling a documentary that just came out. I mean, he's worth millions and millions of dollars. Like a lot of these people in this movement are worth so much money. And I don't think there's anything wrong with making money. But when it's all about a show and, I don't know. I mean, I get it too. You feel that energy that just kind of sucks you into the casino or whatever it is. And you're just like, fuck yeah, I'm going to throw my money away. I'm going to Magic City, baby, and we're going to make it rain. Like it's a fun thing to do. So I'm not hating on anybody who's a part of it, but I do think it's funny. And I think it's worth looking at both sides of everything, not to be a skeptic. I don't want to be a skeptic, but I think it's important to kind of think about, the consequences of ignoring physical reality. Okay. And because there are consequences to that. Like we don't just get to escape out of here. Like I was saying on the last podcast, you don't get to you're not the Maya. You don't just get to apocalypse into the sky. Just jump out of your skin cage and ascend into the heavens. That's not what ascension is. Ascension is ascension, of you learning, experiencing. You're still going to be tied to this body until we go. And at that point, hopefully we get the fuck out of here. Because I've already just about had enough. I don't know. Yeah, Paul Anka's cousin. What the fuck? And that's weird. Like, what an interesting tie that they would have. That I don't know. You get up into this stuff, and like that's why I'm going to have to do the conspiracy side of things next time, because it's equally worth going into. There's some of the same pitfalls in there, and that's just life, man. I mean, everything's a paradox ultimately. It really is. Everything is lying and telling the truth simultaneously. It's weird. But I do think that socially there's definitely going to be a little bit of a rift coming, you know. And timelines on that, I've heard very consistent timelines. I don't know. From people who are woo-woo and people who are just coming from a place of pure rationality and logic and prediction based on patterns. That we go through the summer and it's going to be a little bumpy, but then we hit the fall and it's going to be, you know, maybe another one of these rounds of this stuff, and then next year the vaccine's ready or something. It's like, oh my God, I'm so exhausted by all of this already. I don't even want to think about it. And as long as I think you know to jump the conspiracy thing, as long as you know what's if you know what's going on, then you don't need to pay attention to it. You know, you can know what's going on and not give your energy to it, not pay attention to it, but know what's going on and not watch, not watch the Twin Towers fall down every single morning. Oh man. Yes, we do need to get wigs. We should. You should come up. We should do one of these, and we'll get colonial wigs, and we'll do reality trans sojourning, wantoning, reality trans suffering. I don't know. Reality trans ham slurping. Reality fan smurfing. I don't know. I got all these sweet tarot cards that I just brought out of the box. Maybe I should have blessed them or something first. I don't know if there's a ritual. And I want to talk about ritual magic at some point too, Like I said, I'm not doing an hour, so I'm going to hop off here pretty soon. But man, I got to tell you guys, thank you so freaking much for hanging out. I love you guys. I really do. Love's all there is. Ultimately, it doesn't really matter. Let's try to play and have fun and enjoy things as much as we can. And then when time calls for it and we need to make a decision, we make a decision, we make a move. And it's not dramatic. It's just what needs to happen. Still get caught up in drama and stuff too, but and I hate seeing some of the circumstances, but we're making the most of it. It's going to be what it is. I definitely believe in saying no. I believe in standing up for what is, right in the third dimension. You can't be just stabbing people with needles, as they're walking around the corner. You jump out from behind a statue and just jab them in the butt cheek with a fucking heroin needle. I don't know. I don't know what's going on with all that. I'm not a big fan. But oh my God. But I do want to say thank you to you guys. And we're gonna be fine. Just keep doing what you're doing. You guys know what you're doing. You're following your hearts, and that's what it's all about. I'm trying to learn how to do a live. I'm sure I'll hopefully get better at this at some point. I know it's a little weird. But I don't know. It's fun. Yeah, dude, you guys are funny. I really appreciate the comments. I really appreciate your time. And, yeah, I'll have some videos coming up this week and stuff, but I've got some cool podcasts and things going on as well. I don't know. The Dow's coming out, the Dow. And then please check out, the Flying Squid comedy thing. We're doing that stuff, yeah, Monday. That's tomorrow night, 9 p.m. We have a sweet guest from L.A. And then Tuesday night, we have The National Conspirator, which is a super fun show. I don't think we have a guest booked for that or a topic yet. But yeah, anytime you guys have some requests, just reach out to me. I'm around. You can hit me up on Instagram. or Facebook Messenger. I deleted the Facebook app off my phone because I hate Facebook. But I do have Messenger on there, so I'm available if you want to send me a message or whatever. But you guys are awesome. Cheers to you all. Much love, and we will see you guys next time. I want to rock out with this jam because it's freaking awesome. And thanks to Will for letting me use it in the stream. I'm going to have to talk to him about how to get these tracks out because they're fucking awesome. Every single one of these tracks is fire. You guys are amazing. Thank you so much. This one is called Grassroots by the Hope Fiend. Hopefully I got that right. What planet are these little guys from?